So guys, Apple announced the iPhone 12 today. And while that phone seems pretty exciting to some, boring to others, I want to talk about one little specific thing. They actually decided to not include a power brick in the iPhone 12 this year. So for me, I don't really care. It's not a big deal. But I do want to talk about both sides to this, the pros and the cons, the people for this, the people against this. So for me, let's talk about my side of the story first. So I'm a tech reviewer and also I'm big into tech. So obviously I have a lot of power bricks. Let me just show you, I collected this many. This was without even trying. Can you see all these? Yeah. And then just on top of that, this is my iPhone 11 Pro box. I still have the charger and the cable completely untouched. Also, the earpods untouched. Same thing with my Apple Watch. This is the Gen 4, keep in mind, but I had the Gen 2 prior. And since the charging tech really didn't change, I have the charger and the brick untouched. Why? Why don't I open them up? The biggest reason is that I picked up a 30-watt power brick about 2 years ago that is USB-C. So I just picked up a USB-C to Lightning cable, and I've charged my iPhone with this pretty much for 2 years. Not to mention that wireless chargers are really popular these days, so I've had wireless chargers in my car, next to my bed, at work. You don't really need the typical cables that come with your phone anymore. Also too, just imagine if we're talking about, reduced packaging and environmental impact, if they decided to release the Apple Watch without this and no band at all, they could literally just include a box. What would that be, a fifth of the size? It would be so much more simple to pack and ship. And that's the same thing with the iPhone. So they're basically stating that the size of the box is going to be smaller, so it's going to be cheaper to ship, it's going to be less environmental impact, it's going to be greener. So, okay, so that's the pros. Most people don't need a cable. Most people would appreciate less waste. There you go. Okay, but let's talk about the reasons why this was a mistake, why they should have included a charger. So they are including a Lightning to USB-C cable, which is good. That's very generous of them. The problem is, I showed you guys all of these chargers. The amount of chargers that would actually work with this are way smaller. So these are my USB-C. So out of all those, I only have 3 I can find. Keep in mind, this is USB-C, this is USB-A. USB-A is the bigger one. So if you have a ton of bricks like this, the cable that your iPhone 12 is going to come with will not work. So for example, this is going to be the exact cable that's going to come with your iPhone 12. Lightning to USB-C. This is the USB-C end. It does not fit. So you're going to need, one like this. USB-C to USB-C, and then this plugs into your phone. Now, the thing is, so that I think is going to be the biggest problem. If you're big into tech like me, I'm sure you're going to have some USB-C power bricks. But just think of your mom, your dad, your parents, whoever, your grandparents, do they have things like that? And while it could be as simple as just buying the USB-C charger, I feel like there's going to be a lot of issues where people go home and expect to be able to charge their phone no problem, and then, they have to go back to the store. So if you have an old iPhone charger, like a USB-A to Lightning, that will still work, but you're basically just going to be charging with old tech, so it's not going to be as fast. So all those USB-A power bricks that you have, they'll still work, but it'll just be slower, Overall, though, guys, I really think that this is a good move for Apple. Of course, it's going to save them money. They were the first big manufacturer to not include the headphone jack, So it's just things like that. I just think if they do this, a lot of other manufacturers may also follow as well. But that's up to you. Is that a good or a bad thing? Do you need more power bricks in your life or not? For me, I don't really care. I appreciate less junk because if I went through every drawer in my house, I could probably find 20 more. I really don't need them. So guys, let me know what you think. Are you for them not including it, or are you against them not including it? That sounded kind of weird. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe for more videos. We'll be pre-ordering the iPhone 12 Pro in a few days. Bye.